Well, we are 3 days into the new year, which means New Year's resolutions are in full effect. The most common resolution, to lose weight. And our friends with Add Nutrition are here this morning with us with some tips to lose weight and keep it off. April, Shalina, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm excited to kick off 2023 with you two. So a lot of folks are going to turn to fad diets. It's a quick fix to shed pounds, but when it comes to long-term health, fitness, things like that, it's just not going to cut it. Tell us why.
Right, so fad diets are a problem because they don't address the root cause on why the weight gain happened in the first place. A lot of times New Year's comes around, we're excited, you see something that worked really well for someone else, and you ask them what they did. Typically, it's one of the big fad diet names. You start it, and it's a list of food rules. So you start with all these habits that you kind of didn't choose for yourself that might not fit with your lifestyle. You're very motivated, but over time, you're kind of chunking those habits out as you go on, and that weight probably came off very drastically off fast, but you notice it either slows down or you put the weight back on because you didn't get to address the behaviors that started it in the first place. So it's super important to be able to analyze those behaviors, and fad diets just don't give you the opportunity to do that.
Well, they're not sustainable. The people that you talk about with your program who come to you, I'm one of them. I've done every diet imaginable. I'll lose the weight and then I gain it back within probably about 8 or 9 months. So how can we get healthy in 2023 without turning to those fad diets? What can we do?
Yeah, so just like I was saying, is you don't address the behaviors on why you're in this position in the first place. So the first thing is to address your behaviors. What behaviors aren't leading to your goals? And so after you address those behaviors, set action-based goals, not outcome-based goals. I think a lot of times our New Year's resolution is like lose 30 pounds or I want to run an 8-minute mile, whatever it is. It's like an outcome-based goal. It's not action-based. So make sure like the goals you're setting are things that you can start today and that are actions-based, because you'll notice when you start doing that, your goal is probably going to happen anyways, but you're not so focused on that outcome, and you're much less likely to quit when things get hard, because if you set your goal of lose 30 pounds, but you only lost 10, and you kind of get frustrated, you quit, and you end up back in that same cycle, versus action goals are a lot more empowering, and you're more likely to stick to them.
Well, and you focus a lot on what to add. Add nutrition, it's in the name, not things to restrict. So when you say, let's add things to our diet, don't think about restricting, that doesn't mean free reign on donuts and ice cream and all of the things that maybe aren't so healthy just because you're eating fruits and vegetables. So what's the best way to cut back on some of those unhealthy things and habits that we might have?
Yeah, so absolutely. And I want to kind of say that, we want to focus on what we add because it's more positive. When you think restriction, it's so negative, and it kind of gets your mind in this cycle of I can't have. You get food focused, you end up overeating on that one item that you could just have minimally in your diet and add to it. So the biggest tip that I could probably give you is to take your current habits and add a new one along with them. This is called habit stacking, and this will set you up for success. And over time, eventually, you'll be creating these new habits. So an example, possibly, when you're going to eat your fun food, start adding a protein source, alongside it. Just there's going to be little things, but it'll help in the long run.
It takes willpower and some discipline, to be healthy. I mean, it's something you do have to work out. It's not easy.
Right.
Talk a little bit about some of the action-based resolutions.
Sure. So when it comes to things that you can do, like action steps, so you want to develop regular meal patterns. If you're a snacker and you're just snacking throughout the day, see when you could start implementing maybe breakfast. Start there till you get that down, and then go to your next meal. Eat 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Start walking. Maybe 30 minutes is too much, but you could start 5 or 10 minutes and work your way up to 30 minutes. And then, start by eating a protein source at every meal, making sure you get adequate enough protein in your diet.
These are action-based goals.
Yeah.
And you notice it's not lose 30 pounds, it's not cut out something, it's something you can do that's positive, that will kind of incorporate a more healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it gets you there too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And, day by day is just, you know, you can't, don't look too far in the future. Just focus on making it through today.
Yep,
Absolutely.
1 or 2 things you can start doing today and build upon those habits versus, you know, stripping them out.
Yeah.
Great advice, you two. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Add Nutrition is online on social media. We'll link all of that to our website, newson6.com. But for now, we're going to send it over to meteorologist Stephen Aarons.